Well, hey there everyone, it's Laurel Beard. Welcome to my channel. If you're a first-time visitor, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy that you are here. Today I am participating in a huge video hop hosted by my friend Justine Hovey. And there's lots of prizes. I have a personal prize that I am donating, and I will talk more about that during the video. So be sure to check out the description below for all the information that you'll need, including the person on the that's next up on the hop. Today's video is different for me. I'm doing a full Cricut tutorial, and I'm going to be showing you from beginning to end on how you can add and cut SVG files. I'm going to be showing the process from the design space on my computer and also show you my actual Cricut Air machine and how it cuts. I'm going to do this twice. The first time is kind of a very step-by-step walkthrough. It kind of, is taking you through every step of the way. And the second one, I kind of got in a groove, so it moved a bit faster. So I'm going to show you both ways, and I've created a lot of cards as well. So I'm going to start off with my design space on my computer. This design space is free from Cricut, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and you'll get this welcome screen once you log into your account. I'm going down to the drop-down menu, then I'm going to click on Canvas, and that's going to open up my canvas, my file I'm going to work within. Then I'm going to upload, and here you would either upload something you have already recently uploaded in the past. I have not uploaded this particular file yet, so I'm going to go ahead and grab it wherever I've saved it off my computer. This particular SVG file is something I just purchased from the Ton Stamps. It's actually a layering SVG file, so we're going to work off of that, and this is exactly what it looks like. So when you open or upload a file for the first time, you want to go ahead and name and tag it. I believe this is the only time you can actually tag your file. So go ahead and tag it whatever you think you're going to search for it, and take the extra few seconds to do it here, because I don't think you are going to be given another opportunity to enter any keywords for tagging. So I'm just adding in some words that I think I would use if I'm going to go in and look for this file again. Once I'm done, I'll click on save, and poof, there it is down in my uploaded images, along with all of the other uploaded images I have done in the past. You only have to upload your image one time, and it will always be stored in your account here. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight the cover plate, click on Make It, and then here are the 4 layering cover plates. Now again, it's called the layering cover plate, but it's an SVG file, and it's 4 different images. So you can see over there to the right, it's already set to cut, 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 which is another reason why I love these layering SVG files from the Ton Stamps, because it's all done for you. There's nothing you have to go in and add and edit and modify or anything at all. It's already set to cut. Sometimes I have purchased some SVG files from the website, and it would keep trying to tell me to print stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to print it, I want to cut it. So this does that all for me. I am going to set my mat to 8.5 by 11 because I'm working off of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and then it fits 2 images per page. The number 1, there's the number 2. That's because it's going to be 2 different cuts. It's going to go on the same paper, but I am able to go in and change out my cardstock, and I'll show you what all that means in just a bit. That little mirror button is if you're doing anything with the text, or you're printing on vinyl or something like that. You want to do a mirror click, but we're not doing any of that. So moving on. So I'm down to I'm getting ready to make it. So this is what happens here. My computer or my website is telling me, okay, I have the material set to cardstock. I'm happy with that. There's nothing I need to put in clamp A. Clamp B is actually the pen blade, so I'm good with that. So the machine walks you through it itself, and also the website walks you through it. So here is my machine. So it's telling me, all right, load everything in, let's get going. I'm sorry my whole machine is not on screen here. That is because I have a very limited view of what I can show on screen, but I'll kind of move my machine around a little bit and show you what I'm doing. Okay, so for the first layer, I'm just using some of this mirrored cardstock from Tonic Studios, and my machine is blinking. There's a little button that's blinking, and it's saying feed the mat into the machine. That's what that button means. So I'm going to go ahead and place the mat into the machine, and then click the button, and it kind of feeds the mat right in. So now my machine is blinking C, which it's like this little Cricut image. It's basically ready to cut. So you push that button and you're ready to go. Now, as the machine is cutting, it gives you a progress here. So you can walk away at this point. You can go eat a sandwich. You can go do a load of laundry like I need to do, but I'm not doing it. I'm going to run out of clothes. Anyway, so it gives you a progress, lets you know what you're doing. And when we get to the second part, once it's done, I'll show you how it'll prompt you again, and then it'll cut the second page. And again, because I did this on 8.5 by 11 paper, I get 2 different sheets of I have to use 2 different sheets of cardstock, which works in my favor because I'm going to do one, this beautiful mirrored cardstock, and I'm going to do the other page black, and then I'm going to have this black and gold look. So I can't wait to see how it looks. So once everything is done, it blinks at you and it's telling you to unload the mat. And your computer screen will also tell you to unload the mat as well. And then I'm left with these 2 beautiful cuts on that mirrored cardstock. I'm going to load up my cardstock the exact same way. I'm going to press the blinking button and load my mat in. This time I'm just working off of some black cardstock. And then the little C, the little cut button is blinking, so I'm going to go ahead and push that, and then it's going to start cutting the next 2 images. And meanwhile, my computer screen is going to be giving me the update of what's happening, which I like. It gives you that progress. So it kind of lets you know if you want to go do something else, if you want to go eat. Apparently I have food on the brain. If you want to go do whatever, I don't know. This gives you an idea of how much time you have, and that way you can, multitask. You could be doing something else while this is cutting. So I do like that. So once the machine is done, I simply unfeed the mat, and then I begin peeling off the images off my mat. I do use 2 spatulas from Cricut. I will link to them below. Those are the 2 tools I use exclusively. I don't use any of the other tools. I just find these work easy for me. Now here's the thing, that black panel that I'm adhering down, I kind of messed it up because I was using a brand new mat when I was peeling up, and brand new mats are incredibly sticky. So I actually messed it up and I tore some of it. That's all right. I made it work. This is a layering SVG file, so I'm able to go in and just make it work. So the more used my mat got over the process of this video, the easier things came up. But I will link below to the spatulas I use because for me, that's all I need. I don't need any tweezers and picks and all this stuff. So I've gone ahead and layered those 4 plates, or those 4 images that we cut. They're already layered together with some glue, and I'm just matting that to a piece of glittered cardstock. And here is a look at the first card we made today. Those are 4 different SVG files all layered into one. And I think this card is so pretty. I have no idea how these are supposed to be layered on top of each other. I just did it this way, and I really like the mistake that I made when I was peeling off that one panel because I think it's really cool. So if you mess up, you probably can make it work. You probably can. Don't give up, especially if you're doing layering SVG files. All right, let's go on to design number 2. I'm also using an SVG file from the 10 stamps. And I'm going to go a little bit quicker this time because now I kind of am in the groove. So here we go. We're going to click on upload. I'm going to upload that image because this will be my first time using it. So you go ahead and pull it up from wherever you've saved it on your computer and then click open. And again, here is where it's going to prompt you to enter tags or keywords. Make sure you do that because, again, this is the only time the Cricut Design Space is going to allow you to enter keywords. So this is a peony layering cover plate. Now, you can do individual SVG files. You don't have to do layering images. I just was really drawn to these. I just was, So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. I'm going to click make it. So it's opening. It's loading as we speak. You see that little green thing going along the top. That's because it was loading. So again, these are already ready to cut. So I love these SVG files from the ton because you just open it up and cut. I can't tell you how many times I've been aggravated when it keeps trying to tell me to print stuff to my printer. I don't want to print anything to my printer. I just want to cut the stuff. So again, I'm going to make my material size 8.5 by 11 because I'm working off of cardstock. You see 1, 2, and 3. That means you're going to get 3 different cuts. Now each cut is on 1 page, as you can see here. So that means I can cut 3 different colors. And that is what I'm going to do here. So 1, 2, and 3 means 1, 2, and 3 different cuts. If I had all the images on one mat, then it would all cut on the same page. But since it's all broken up by 1, 2, and 3, I'm able to use 3 different pieces of cardstock. So I tend to use the USB that goes with my Cricut Air. It is Bluetooth compatible, but it never seems, the Bluetooth is just, it doesn't like me. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I just use the USB cord that came with the machine and called it a day. I don't want to get frustrated over, Bluetooth stuff. So I've made sure, again, everything is set. I've got my pen blade in there. There's really nothing left. I mean, this machine just walks you through it like I've said many times. The computer screen is going to prompt you and tell you what to do. So you're good to go here, I think. So I fed the mat. I press the blinking C button and everything is cutting. Here's my progress bar. So I'm going to do this 3 different times because I've got 3 different layers of this SVG to print. So the first one is done. You can see I'm at 100%. So all I do is press the blinking button, unfeed my mat, add a new piece of cardstock, feed my mat back in, and then press cut. And we're going to do that a total of 3 times because, again, there are 3 layers of this SVG file to cut. All right, so once I'm done with my 3rd layer, I'm going to go ahead and move everything off site. And here's the spatulas I was talking about. There's a big one and a small one. And these are what I use. Now, this mat is kind of loved. You can see all the black goop underneath it. So it makes, once it gets used a lot, you would think you'd want it super sticky, but really you don't. You want it kind of sticky. Because if it's super sticky, you have a tendency to peel, to rip your cardstock. So very carefully, I'm going in with the spatulas here. And here's the smaller one. And just be careful. This is not something you rip like a Band-Aid or whatever. But if you do happen to rip your paper, don't wig out. It's okay. You can try to make it work. You can maybe cover that part that you ripped with a sentiment strip or some kind of embellishment, something like that. Since this is layering, I'm really able to manipulate it. I think I actually ripped this part. I'm sorry, my camera keeps focusing on my arm because I keep getting in the way here. But actually, I think on this particular part I did rip it, so we're going with it. Keep on going. And sometimes if some of the paper tears, it's usually on the back side of your paper. See that top left corner up there? I ripped it. Whatever, we're rolling with it. So at this point I've gotten the whole piece off the mat, and now I'm just peeling out the inside bits. So obviously the more intricate your SVG file, you might have to take a little bit more time peeling it off, but just take your time. It's okay. So here I am, I'm going in, I'm going to layer this one up. For both cards I did today in the video, I'm using this Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I'm only adding little bits here and there. This is a very strong glue and it dries completely clear. So this is a very easy layering SVG file to line up because you're basically just lining up the frame. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. Boom, frame is lined up and I've got 2 of the 3 layers done. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the 3rd layer. So you can see I did green, orange, and pink. Do whatever colors float your boat, not your butt. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so I've used the same glue, layering that up. Super duper. Yeah, so remember that orange frame I ripped? Can't tell because I just covered it up. So there you go. See if you can cover up your work before you get all upset. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to clean my work area. I'm making sure everything. And another reason why I like using liquid glue is because I can kind of move the glue around a little bit before it sets. And here's the finished result. I just took that layered image there and adhered a matte panel to the back of it. It's some specialty cardstock from the Ton Stamps. It's beautiful. Look at this. No stamping, no die cutting. This is SVG files uploaded to my Cricut Air, and we did some cutting. And then I was on fire. She released a whole line of SVG files. I think the most expensive one is $5, which is this one. Most of them are just $1. And I went hog wild. I was supposed to be packing for a trip to Disney World, and I was not printing. I was cutting on my Cricut. Here's another one I did. Again, SVG files uploaded to the Cricut, all done the exact same way. Load it, cut it, adhere it. Now this one I did some ink blending. So I cut all these layers or these panels onto white cardstock, and then I did some ink blending with some Distress Oxides. So you don't have to use colored cardstock. If you don't have colored cardstock, no biggie. Make your own. Or if you have colored cardstock, use it, because this is pretty much the only time I use my colored cardstock. Now the giveaway, I have a $25 gift certificate to Ellen Hudson for those of you that have watched the video. So just make sure you leave a comment below. That's all you have to do. This is a huge hop. I am linking below in the description to the next person on the hop. A lot of the hoppers do have their own giveaways, so be sure to hop along. You might find some new YouTubers that you didn't know were out there. And if you're not a subscriber of mine, I hope you consider subscribing and clicking that button right there. Thank you guys for joining me. This is one of my longer videos, and I hope you didn't fall asleep. Wake up, get some coffee. Thanks so much for joining me today. Be sure to leave a comment below to enter the giveaway. I will email the winner directly when I choose the winner from the comments below. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.